Hello, chosen champs. I have not forgot about you guys. I hope you guys have been hanging in there. I hope you guys have been working on your obedience and doing what God has called you to do. So today I was reading this meme or something, and it made me think of how often we're so focused on praying for that next big thing. We're so focused on God answering that next prayer. When He answers one thing, we're ready to pray for another thing so He can help us out with that. And I think sometimes we fail to realize and we forget that the thing we prayed for, we're in. I prayed for this home. This place that I live, I prayed for it and I'm living here. You prayed for that vehicle. You prayed for that job and you got it. You prayed for another day and God has woke you up towards another day. But you're so focused on praying for that next thing, you forgot that God had answered that prayer that you've been praying for. God has answered so many of your prayers, and when He answers it, you forget. You forget and you start praying for the next thing, the next solution, the next breakthrough. But you forgot that God broke you through whatever you already prayed about. There's so many things that you prayed about that God has rescued you from. So many things. So many things. But you're so focused on praying for that next thing, you forget how far God has brought you. You forget the blessings that God has given you. You forget. You forget. But I want to remind you guys that God has not forgotten about you. And you know why? You know how He hasn't forgotten about you? Because look around at your situation. Look around at some of the circumstances. Yeah, things could be better. That's right. But it's a lot of things that you pray for that God has already answered. Focus on that. Focus on what you should be grateful for. Focus on what you already have. And as I started thinking of that, I started to get joy because it reminds me of everything that God has pulled me through. You may have went to court for a ticket and asked God, pull me out of this, Lord. Please pull me out of this. You may have needed a bill paid and you didn't know how it was going to get paid, but God had made a way, and you prayed for it and God answered that. And then as soon as He answered it, you started praying for another solution. You started praying for another answer. But God wants you to remember that the very thing that you prayed for, you're sitting in it. You're sitting in it. And that's pretty much what the meme was saying, that pretty much that we're sitting in the thing that we prayed for. And it just brought so many thoughts and so many messages. I'm like, God is like, you gotta speak this to my people, because there's somebody out there that's feeling forgotten about. It's somebody out there that feels like, God, when are you gonna make me rich? When are you gonna make me prosperous? When are you gonna give me a breakthrough? But God needs your obedience, and He wants you to remember that He answered so many of your prayers. Are you grateful for that? Are you grateful for that? Are you grateful that He answered your prayer just to wake you up, to keep you alive? Are you grateful for that? We got to start being more grateful for the answers that God has already given us. We're on His time and not our time. So sometimes you feel like you have been praying for something and you may not get the answer right away. But just remember that God is working on something. And whatever that answer is, it may not even be what you prayed for. But guess best to believe it's going to be what's best for you. So just continue to remind yourself, yes, Lord, I know that I need to pray for this new thing, but I thank you. I thank you for bringing me out that old thing. I thank you for giving me a divine intervention with this person that helped me. I thank you for giving me the knowledge and the wisdom. I thank you for breaking me free from that sin or that bondage. I thank you for breaking me free from that toxic relationship that I was praying to you about. I thank you for giving me the material things. I thank you for giving me the food that I prayed for. I thank you for giving me that home that I prayed for. I thank you for giving me that job that I prayed for. I thank you for giving me the loving heart that I prayed for. And just continue to remind yourself the things that you have prayed for, God has answered. So why wouldn't he answer this one? And sometimes the answer don't look like what we think the answer should be. But remember, you don't have the control. God does. God has the control. Your ways are not his ways. Do not lean on your own understanding. You keep leaning on your own understanding why the answer is not coming quick enough. Why the message is not coming fast enough. Why the breakthrough is not coming quick enough. But you're focused on the wrong things. Focus on what God has already done for you. Thank him for everything that he has done for you. And be obedient. Be obedient. Be obedient. Self-control. Self-discipline. And yes, it's okay to pray for the next thing. But thank God for what he's already pulled you through. Thank him. So Chosen Champs, I hope y'all okay. I hope y'all feeling good. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. I will be back with more messages. Right now, God is just working on me. He's working in me. And y'all have a blessed one. Peace.